if something for herself, having something for herself, meant that someone else would go without, she would rather give that up. And you all know that. But not only did she try to meet the needs and take care of others that she knew, she also even looked for ways to go above and beyond, more than she needed to do, more than they needed. If she thought about it and they could use it, she would want to do it. And I love that about my mom. That's something, those are things that I try to strive in my own life. I like to say anyway that I hope I'm like her. And there are many other ways that I hope I'm like my mom. My mom was strong, independent, sensitive to others, and very caring. I also admired the fact that Mom raised 6 kids, 2 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild, and most of that on her own. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't want to have to do that. And as I was writing, I said, I can't even imagine doing that. And then, I don't even know how she did that. I don't know. I had 2 children. That's it. And I can't imagine what Mom did all on her own. But not only did Mom raise 9 children, she took care to raise each of us based on her understanding of what we needed as individuals. I guess I can really only speak to that for, seeing what she did for me, and I believe maybe for the others. I appreciate that Mom didn't make me eat the food that I couldn't get myself to eat from a small child. I hear lots of moms when I say how picky I am, they say, well, I would have made you eat that. I make my kids eat that, and I just thank God that she didn't do that to me. In fact, I don't know how she got me to like Brussels sprouts. When I was a kid, what kid likes Brussels sprouts, right? I don't know. I appreciate that Mom let me follow my own desires to be so involved in the church as a child and in the Salvation Army as a teenage girl. And maybe that had to do with her own love for the Salvation Army in her life. She loved to talk about the stories of her friends and mentors in the Salvation Army, so I'm thankful for that. Some other things I'm grateful for about Mom and how she raised me are that she trusted me and supported me. What child doesn't want that from a parent, right? She allowed me to figure myself out, to make decisions for myself. I have memories of her support all the way back to elementary school on the mainland at Dover Elementary. I remember how involved Mom was and how central she was in the school. Even then, honor roll breakfast, Santa workshop, school carnivals, and more. And she even made us award-winning Halloween costumes. My brother and I don't remember. It was he might remember. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, she made it. We won. It seemed like Mom made everything happen at school. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I thought. This kind of support continued through high school and beyond. And even as an adult, Mom was there for me. To me, Mom was an extension of God in my life. She loved me. This is the way I would describe God too. She loved me no matter what. She believed in me. She would have given her life for me. She was available to me anytime and always. God gave me a great gift when He made her my mom. And He also gave me an example to follow, an example in the flesh. If I want to understand how to be caring and loving, how to support my children, how to be strong, how to work for what is important to me, I just have to ask myself, what did Mom do? I hope I'm like her in many ways. I'm almost finished here. I recently found the perfect quote on Facebook that reflects how I want to be like my mom. And it said, if I turn into my mother, or even half the woman she was, I will consider my life a successful one. Love you, Mom.
I had the opportunity, great opportunity, to spend the last 2.5 weeks with my mom. Took off work and came down here and spent every day. And I haven't done that since before children, which the oldest is 32, so it's a long time ago. When I first came, my mom, she found out she was going into hospice a month before that, and she was pretty sick. And she sat in a chair, and she didn't feel like going out, and she didn't feel like doing anything. I was like, okay, so that's pretty much we watched Animal Channel all day, which was fine with me. And Price is Right, and what is that, building, somebody, Pit Bulls and Parolees. And so this was the schedule, during that time. I like the succulents, the plants, and I do succulent arrangements. And there's some craft that goes into it, and she just didn't feel like it. When I first came, she's like, I don't feel like doing crafts anymore. If you see that board back there, the crafts are all hers. Anything you showed her, she could do. So when I was sitting there putting I had the dirt on the floor, I had the bases, I had the different things, I could just see her kind of looking at them, like this. And she goes, well, what can I do? And I said, well, I don't know, you can help, So we thought of different things for her to do. And when she does things like that, I don't know if any of you know about when she starts it, for instance, we do fairy gardens. So she was making little tables and little chairs, and makes bamboo subi, so she's making little containers for this bamboo subi. She stays up almost all night making those things. And so I would go to sleep late and she was making them. I would wake up and she was still making them. I was like, oh, did you go to sleep yet? And then I was making these wooden boxes, which included putting the stain on the box. And at first she was watching me, and then she said, oh, can I help you with that? And I said, well, do you know how? And she goes, of course, I know how to do wood. My dad taught me all about how to work with wood. So even she claimed, no, I don't feel good, But then she came over next to me and she sat on the floor and she starts doing the stain. And of course, the next morning I get up and here she is sitting on the floor doing the stain. And not only that, but she doesn't have a sense of smell. So when I open the door, all of the stain, that smell, and I was like, Mom, do you know that this whole place stinks? And she was like, oh no, I didn't know. I said, are you my age? No. And just a lot of different things that I will fortunately be able to carry with me and remember that just, we've just spent a lot of time together. I have never gone grocery shopping so much in my life every day. What are we going to eat today? And I said, I don't know. She goes, oh, I gotta look. So we would, go down to Don Quixote and look, and then she would come with me to whatever craft thing I needed to pick up. She, even though I was there to help, if you know her, she is strong-willed and a little stubborn. And so everything that I would ask if she needed help with, do you need help, walking? Do you need help taking a bath? Here, let me get that for you. I got it, stop, I'm not a child. And so I didn't do a whole lot of that type of taking care of her. I just I think that what I'm happy about is that she went from not feeling like doing the things that she loves to do, like the crafts, to starting to do all of that again. Her property manager and her neighbors, good friends, are here. And at first she used to take care of all the decorations for the building. She made the decorations, she decorated the tree and put all of that up. And at first she said, I don't think I can do that. And then right before she found out Sue was doing it herself, and she said, oh, and she went right downstairs and got the key again from Sue, and she wanted to put the tree up. I think she directed me as far as what was supposed to look nice and how we were supposed to do it, but she still wanted to do those things. One of the great things that I think about, she was making these tables. They're made out of sticks on Sunday morning. This past Sunday is later in the afternoon is when she started feeling sick and her stomach was hurting, and we had to end up calling the ambulance for her. So she when I got back, I came back from the hospital Monday morning to take a shower, and I looked at her tray by the table, by her chair, and the whole tray, the whole box, was filled with these tables or trays, bamboo trays for my fairy garden. So basically, she had done all of this to make sure that I had enough right before she went, and that's just, you know, that's our thing. We're always craft people, and she made sure that she took care of that for me. So I think I'm still in shock because we were supposed to come home that day. I just thought we were gonna go home and she'd go to the hospital. She was gonna get some medicine. And we were coming home. So I don't know. But anyway, Mom, I love you. Thank you for this great time that we've had to spend together. And I'll miss you.